I don't think we are now facing a wave of successful campaign launched by the sophisticated AI producers in Iran. They do try to harness new technologies from social media to AI and fake news and deep news and deepfake, but I really doubt the efficiency and the impact, considering the fact that the credibility of these AI-produced videos and facts are easily checked and easily proved to be wrong.
I think it depends on what you consider the impact of credibility. If you think the impact of credibility is limited to traditional media and to decision makers, then maybe you think the impact of credibility is in fact limited. But when we look at the fact of just the political discourse around this war in the United States, and it's not only limited to the misinformation and generative AI fakes that are being put out into social media, but the way that this war is being politicized on the ground in the United States and in Europe and in the Gulf countries, these stints of very believable, and I would say increasing believable pieces of misinformation. I'm not talking about Netanyahu being killed. I'm talking about, for example, a highly believable image or video of a U.S. naval base outside of Iraq being targeted and blowing up. Now, these moments, right, because there's the psyche of the public in the war. It's the battle on the psyche of the public. And I do think that that has a lot of weight, even if it's not through the traditional media sources or decision makers that we would consider credible. I think if you look at the use of CENTCOM's X account in this war, it's actually very indicative of just how seriously even the military takes these types of campaigns. CENTCOM has been on its own fact-checking, fact-finding, debunking X thread ever since the outpouring of misinformation and generative AI has been part of this war. I think also the announcement by X to demonetize accounts that are sharing misinformation and disinformation that are connected to the war is very much an acknowledgement of the U.S. powers of just how significant this is. And you and I absolutely do agree, as I also studied the use of generative AI on October 7th, the use of generative AI in June. I'm just noticing that right now, the abuse of generative AI, and I would say even more than that, hate content in this war is being much more taken seriously, both by American platforms and by the United States government and U.S. military.